evening and welcome to 3Y TV for tonight's broadcast of Tuesday Night Thunder presented by Stay Tuned Sports. It's the Total Nonstop Racing League's Boltjet Charter Fisher Disc Golf 150 from Auto Club Speedway. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bob Giaquinto. Alongside me, as always, in the booth, Garrett Gleason. And Garrett, this track is so much fun to race at, and I am really looking forward to getting tonight's race underway.
Bob, this is an amazing track, and I'm so excited to be here with our TNR Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series sponsored by Stay Tuned Sports. This track, you can go wherever you want on it, Bob, and it's like pick your flavor. It's like ice cream this time of year, Bob. Any type of flavor you want, any type of groove you want, you can make it happen here at Auto Club.
Yeah, absolutely. You can race the top line all the way around this racetrack. You can race the bottom line all the way around the racetrack, and if those two don't like, well, you can go anywhere in between. This track is wide, and we've seen 4, even 5 wide, especially here on restarts. So this track is wide enough to make it all work out, and it is just fantastic. The progressive banking that you see right there on your screen there, you can ride all the way down low on that white line, all the way up against those beautifully blue painted walls. Just really a fantastic racetrack that always provides some great action here.
Yeah, Bob, I remember being here with our Xfinity series, and we were running that top groove right above that seam that our wonderful producer Carlos is showing you now on our screen. We were running above that seam, and that's where we were able to carry the most speed. But like you said, depending on the track, depending on the type of air on the nose of your truck, you'll see these drivers go everywhere tonight, and that's what's going to make this race so exciting for our fans.
Exactly. I mean, we've ran recruitment races here at Auto Club, and everyone has their own preferred line. And, you know, a lot of times you see those seams right there on the track. If you're coming across them and you have old tires, they're not going to be as grippy. Those seams really could cause some havoc there on your truck when you're going through them.
Absolutely, Bob. You have to race the racetrack, they always say, and this track is certainly no exception as far as that goes. You have your competitors out there, but you also have the different grooves, the way your truck's going to feel on new tires, old tires, and as a racer, you're constantly learning out there and trying to remember where your truck works the best, because if you lift off that throttle for a second here at Auto Club, you're going to get freight trained.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of those tracks that it almost races like a hybrid super speedway and regular 1.5 mile racetrack, where it's long enough and the speeds are enough to really get up pretty high, if you ask me. But also at the same time, it also relies a lot on handling. How does your truck handle throughout a run? Are you gonna waste more tires going up on the top line? Are you gonna save tires but be a little slower running the bottom? Those are all those questions these drivers are going to be having to ask themselves as this race moves on. It's going to be 75 laps, so a fairly short lap count, but as we get ready to go off into qualifying now, this is going to be one of those things where what are the drivers going to do? And G, if you're out there, what would you be doing in this qualifying run?
I'd be clicking that ready to race button, Bob. I'm starting at the back, not taking any chances. But for these guys who are getting out there on track, I think, like you said, no different than super speedway. You want to get this truck wound up on your opening lap here, and you want to have as much speed as you possibly can coming to the line to start that hot lap. And I'm expecting to see these guys going way down to the bottom, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them use up all the racetrack on exit.
Yeah, we see the 21 here of Keaton Swain making his lap right here in practice. Keaton was about 6th fastest, put in a pretty good lap. And Carlos, let's see if we can jump on board here, one of these drivers, and give us a lap around Auto Club Speedway, because we'll see exactly. I mean, this track isn't very smooth, especially down the backstretch. It's almost like you have some of those whoops if you're into motocross, just the way the car and the truck bounces around like that. But here we are on board of the number 81 of Ian Fisher, the Fisher Disc Golf and Boltjet Charter truck right here. And gee, let's talk us through this lap.
Bob, I don't know why you're throwing it to me. You probably could do it just as well as me, but looked like he went low on the entry there. Like we said, Bob, he's going to use up the entire track here down the back stretch, and we're going to see him arc it in here and probably get right down to that white line. The big difference that I'm going to look for between these different drivers is how they're going to come to the start-finish line. It looks like he got a little bit loose there, saved it, and that's going to kill his speed for the second lap. But you'll see some of these drivers cut the start-finish line and go underneath, but We don't see. Well, we're off to a different truck here. We'll check and see how the 06 runs the track.
Yeah, and that transition from the banking to the apron, that could be also enough to upset your car just a little bit, especially if you're not hitting it at the right angle. So that really could upset the car as this race goes on. And before we get any further, I want to thank our sponsor for tonight's race, Boltjet Charter and Fisher Disc Golf. Fisher Disc Golf is Muskegon, Michigan's #1 stop on Michigan's West Coast for all of your disc golf needs. So if you're in Michigan, make sure you check them out. If you want to go online as well, check them out, fisherdiscgolf.com. They've got a whole bunch of great merch. They got shirts, hats, hoodies. They've got discs. They've got bags for all of your discs, and just a lot of really, really cool stuff. They've got a awesome Fisher Disc Golf King of the Hill shirt, and
I want one, Bob. That's
I
my
need one.
That's one of my favorite shows. I'm gonna go out and buy one right now. If you guys don't mind holding down the fort for a couple minutes.
I definitely need to grab one as well. Hopefully they have one in my size, but some great looking stuff there on the Fisher Disc Golf website. Make sure you go check them out and support our awesome sponsors. Also, you got to check out our friends here at Boltjet Charter as well. They specialize in planning your next trip literally anywhere in the world with a private luxury jet. And check them out online, boltjetcharter.com. And they've got all sorts of things that I think I might have even seen some helicopters in there as well. So make sure you check them out. You can put in your info, get a quote on a charter flight anywhere in the world. You want to go cross country, go for it. If you want to go out to LA, go for it. Heck, if you're flying out to LA and checking out tonight's race, make sure you give them a call, contact them right there on their website, boltjetcharter.com. So, taking a look back here at qualifying, still about a minute left here in qualifying right now. Connor Barry on the provisional pole. He's got a time of 41.77, just over JD Laird, 41 thousandths of a second over the 23 machine of JD Laird. And a couple of good laps going here. Laird out there on the track right now, as well as Keith Carball. And right now we're taking a look at the number 4 machine. I do believe that's Nathan Ramsey. So Ramsey out there looking to improve on his lap. Actually looking to put up his first lap of qualifying here. No time put on the board quite yet. Got a pretty good lap.
Fork will put a good lap there, Bob. But Connor Barry so far with the provisional pole over JD Laird. JD Laird, this is his home track. It's definitely a track I expect him to do well at. And not getting the poles, a bit of a surprise if it holds up this way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 41 one-thousandths of a second is it's quite close, but I am actually a little surprised too. JD didn't nail the pole there, but as we say that, the time clicks over, and your pole sitter, the 38 machine of Connor Barry. We'll take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's race. Connor Barry on the pole, JD Laird in row number 1 on his outside. Row number 2's got Bill Edwards and James Lorello, 2 S2R teammates in 3rd and 4th. Row number 3, the 48 machine of Alex Daffin, a newcomer here in the Stay Tuned Sports Tuesday Night Thunder Series. And on his outside is Josh Edmondson. Row number 4's got the 78 of Adam Williams, looking to bounce back after a tough break last week there at Dover. And on his outside, the 1 of Jason Gracias. Keaton Swain, Mike Floppy Telly round out your top 10. In 11th, Kevin Stone. And the 06 of Kevin Powder starting 12th.
All right, Ian Fisher is kind enough to support our sponsor on this truck, so we'll start 13th. Keith Carball will roll off in 14th. Mitchell Adams, that's a starting spot near the rear for him. We don't expect that. Nathan Ramsey will roll off 16th. Cody Sandlin will start 17th. John Eckhart to his outside in 18th. Casey Brunson in 19th. Matt Vanderkoy will round out your top 20. We have Jason Shu and whoever good Jimbo is. I only know one Jimbo, and he's definitely not good. He's our series sponsor from Stay Tuned Sports. So, Jimbo, I hope you finish better than you start, bud.
Hold on, I gotta show you guys this. I'm gonna quickly show my telemetry screen, so hey, no peeking, but it's good friend Jimbo from Team Hire Me Please.
So taking a look here at Carlos's telemetry screen, Carlos, our fantastic producer here at 3Wide TV, it's Good Jimbo is actually short for Your Good Friend Jimbo, and in parentheses, hire me, please. So got to check out our friends Jimbo and hire him. He's a good dude.
Please.
Yeah, well, Jimbo probably wants to talk about the NFL draft on his podcast, Stay Tuned Sports, talk about the Eagles acquiring A.J. Brown from the Titans and Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle from Georgia, on draft night. Jimbo had to be having a heck of a week after his birthday. Birthday 1 week, Eagles improving their team the next week. You'll have to tune into the podcast to hear all about it.
Yeah, definitely. They're your go-to destination for the best sports talk around. And on this week's episode, he's got the NFL draft. He talks about the Ben Simmons situation with the Nets and a whole lot more. You can check out Stay Tuned Sports literally anywhere you can find podcasts. And if you want to buy him a coffee or a beer, check out buymeacoffee.com/ST Sports and support Jimbo. He really helps us out here at Total Nonstop Racing. One heck of a guy and a fantastic podcast as well. So make sure you check him out and buy him a beer here, courtesy of 3Wide TV.
Bob, these guys are getting some heat in their tires and getting ready to get going here at Auto Club. I don't expect them to be too wide for very long. As soon as that pace truck pulls off, I expect them to be 3 and 4 wide by the time we get into turn 1.
Yeah, I'm definitely 3, 4 wide, maybe even 5 wide there, especially with how many different lines we see out there on that racetrack. And that's one of those things, G, where because there are so many different lines, you got to watch out for traffic going into the corner, because the guy on top may not know you're down there, and one thing leads to another, and next thing you know, all cars are inside of each other. But the pace truck is off. Connor Barry is going to lead us to the green flag is out, and we're racing here at Auto Club Speedway. A great restart, everyone going, no one spinning their tires. And we're side by side heading off into turn number 1.
Yeah, side by side here, Bob. That second lane on the bottom lagging back a little bit. We'll see if anyone from the outside lane decides to duck in. But so far, side by side battle for the lead. JD Laird, Connor Barry, exactly how they started.
Yeah, Laird on the outside. He's going to have a little bit more momentum over the 38 of Barry, but look at this cluster of trucks heading down the back straightaway. A couple of cars 3 and 4 wide off into the corner. Man, these are some fantastic camera angles, and look at this, 4 wide, middle of the pack. You just can't beat it.
No, absolutely not. And you just don't want someone to pull up in front of you and lose all your momentum there. Like, it's no problem 4 wide, the track could support it, but if you run up on somebody real quick, you lose that momentum. Like I said, you're gonna.
Yeah, we had mentioned that that in the beginning of this broadcast, this track almost races like a super speedway. So don't be surprised if you see a little bit of bump drafting all the way down this back straightaway. The bumps, however, could play a factor in that. You hit the bump wrong as you're getting bump drafted, that could send you spinning.
Yeah, you don't want to see that this early on in the race, but towards the end of the race, guys are going to get impatient. I think you'll be right on that, Bob. I think guys will bump draft. We'll try to push guys past other guys, and you just hope you don't push someone too hard in the corner and end up spinning them out. So we'll keep an eye on that. But so far, these lead 2 cannot get away from each other.
Yeah, they can't get away from each other. And look at the middle of the pack here. I believe that's the 58 of Josh Edmondson. In the middle of this kerfuffle, you got the 78 of Adam Williams in there as well, Alec Daffin, and really just a massive humanity here coming out of turn number 4 on the back straightaway. You got last week's winner, Mike Floppy Tellier, there in that black and pink Hello Kitty machine. 49 Mitchell Adams in there as well. Everyone's just kind of feeling the truck out right now. Nothing too crazy, but just a good opening couple of laps just to find your rhythm and get things rolling.
You said it exactly right, Bob. Get in your rhythm. Start seeing where I can make my moves, where I'm stronger than these other guys, where I'm weaker than these other guys. This way you know what to work on. Okay, he beat me on entry this lap. Well, what do I have to do better? It's lap 4. You have 70 plus laps to figure this out. So don't do anything and put yourself in jeopardy right now, and just keep learning. Get that mental notebook ready for the end of the race.
Right now we're on board with the 21 of Keaton Swain, looking right back at that beautiful blue and purple 48 machine of Alec Daffin, and a newcomer, beautiful looking paint scheme on that truck.
Yeah, we have some talented designers here in Total Nonstop Racing. And 48 showing up and fitting right in with our talented designers. We definitely will miss that truck as it makes its way forward through the field.
Yeah, good side-by-side battle here. I mean, look at how close these trucks are able to get going through the corner like this. No contact, even with how bumpy of a surface this is. But a great-looking battle here between the 48 and the 21. And just kind of lurking in that back window there, that's the 49 of Mitchell Adams, the league admin here for the Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series. And just a good battle overall. Out front, you're not missing too much. JD Laird rather has the lead over Connor Barry, and really just kind of single file right now, feeling each other's cars out, seeing what's going on, and just a good battle right here. Looking for third. That's the one of Jason Gracias there. Bill Edwards right behind him, looking to track him down.
Yeah, it looks like that number 1 truck of Jason Gracias. No surprise, he's moving his way forward, and he looks to be pretty fast out there. We'll see if he can get to the back bumper of the 38 and chase down the 23 of JD Laird. But like you said, Bob, these guys, there's battles everywhere. We have that Stay Tuned Sports machine, Lorello, getting underneath the 78 of Williams, and right behind them, there's another battle going on. Bob, we need like an 8-camera shot right now to see all this in one screen. We're gonna do our best, everyone, but it's crazy out there.
Yeah, some fantastic camera angles here as we look back on this battle. I believe we're on board with the 78 machine of Adam Williams right now, looking back on the 13 of James Lorello. Another good-looking truck right there for Stay Tuned Sports. And, I mean, this is just one of those things where last week we had the domination of Mike Floppy-Tellier. He won here at Bristol in the Truck Series. Wound up getting another win here on 3 Wide TV. In another Truck Series on Friday night as well. So, you know, Floppy's domination kind of, if that's a hint of what's to come, we might even see the one of Jason Gracias. He won last night here on 3 Wide TV at Phoenix. Gracias right now running in third. So, you know, maybe this is just you win on Monday, you win on Tuesday, you win on Thursday, Friday. Hey, why not?
Momentum is a dangerous thing, Bob. It's no different than when something's going right in your life. It seems like everything's going right. Something's going wrong in your life, it's raining on you every single day. That black clouds over your head. But guys like Jason Gracias, Mike Tellier, all they are doing lately is winning and putting good runs together, and that's infectious. And you'll make moves that you didn't have the confidence to make, like the one that the one just made right there. And your truck ends up sticking, and it pays off, and you move forward. If you or I tried to do that, we probably would end up in the fence, in the grandstand upside down.
Yeah, absolutely. Either in the grandstand upside down or Space Force somewhere stuck in the fence and just kind of hanging out and watching the rest of this thing. But what a great move there by Gracias, able to get down underneath the 38 of Connor Barry. But meanwhile, right here, this is a great battle looking for the 6th position. 13 of James Lorello has it, and well, probably about 9 or 10 cars behind him all won it.
Yeah, these guys are holding everyone else up, it looks like, up there. And this is like being stuck in traffic right now. You're picking a lane, you're getting behind the 78 here, and you're just screaming, let's go, let's go. You want to push him down the straightaway if you can, and sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't. In that case, it seemed like it was easier just pick another lane, but he's going to have a heck of a time holding off the 78 truck from the outside, the 78 to his outside here in turn 1.
And that's one of the most frustrating things about this track is, you know, the outside has all that momentum. You get a fantastic run off of the corner. The higher up the track in the corner you go, but sometimes you have the faster truck going through the corner. You try to get along the inside of them, and next thing you know, you're on the straightaway, and they just go flying by you again. And it is one of the most frustrating things as a driver to sit there and say, man, I am faster than you. You just have better momentum because you have a better position out there on the track.
Yeah, you can't fault the guy for not lifting, but you're also hoping that they cut you a break and know you're faster and don't hold both of you up. But as the guy in the inside lane, sometimes it's your job to almost scare the guy in the outside to think you're going to come up into him so that he'll crack that throttle just that ounce that he needs to do it so you could clear him.
So another fantastic battle here on the track. Lorello able to pull away by about a truck length over that 48 machine of Alec Daffin. And right behind him, just a huge train. There's Keaton Swain looking to the inside. He's going to get alongside the 78. But watch the 78. He's going to have a little bit more momentum coming off the corner, and he'll be right alongside the 21, able to get clear of him, and he does. And I mean, that right there, that just shows the outside line is going to have a little more momentum, but it's longer around the track, and you wind up using just a little bit more tire out there as well.
More tire and more fuel, but he also had a little bit of draft ahead of him too to aid him. But Bob, so that all goes into your mind as a race car or driver. I'm using more tire, I'm using more fuel, and I needed the draft to pull that pass off. A couple more laps, the tires are more worn. You might not be able to even hold on the outside, but we'll keep an eye on that as we're watching the battle between Bill Edwards and the pole sitter Connor Berry.
Yeah, great side-by-side battle here. Edwards always strong here at Auto Club. He's definitely one of those drivers to keep an eye out as this race goes on. We're 12 laps into it on lap number 13 right now. If you're just joining us, welcome. It's the Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series presented by Stay Tuned Sports, the Boltjet Charter, Fisher Disc Golf 150 here on 3 Wide TV. And gee, we've seen some fantastic racing 13 laps into this thing.
We've had fantastic racing all season long, and just the track like Auto Club just continues that pattern. These guys are doing a tremendous job racing with respect, but also taking what they can get and having fun out there. That's what iRacing and the league like Total Nonstop Racing is all about. Have fun, but it's a brotherhood, a sisterhood. We want to support each other. We want to have fun together for a common goal. Yes, we all want to win the race, but we don't want to make any enemies out there either. As we're looking at our series sponsor, Jimbo, just out there logging some laps, learning. Looks like he's running half speed. I don't know, maybe he's down a cylinder. Maybe we could get him a better engine for next week.
No, that's where you can check out buymeacoffee.com/ST Sports, and instead of coffee, maybe buy him an 8th cylinder. It looks like the thing's running on 7 right now, just a little bit behind the pack, but all in good fun. Jimbo just getting started here in iRacing, learning how the truck works, learning how the track works, and you know, this is a league for everyone. You know, this is one of those things where you got to learn how to race eventually, and what better way to do it than in a more controlled environment here in a league, as opposed to the wilds that are official iRacing series.
Yeah, you get the respect in the league that you don't get in those official series. So like someone who's watching this race that's only run officials, as we see a battle for the lead between two fantastic drivers who are league racers and could definitely win an official race here and there. JD Laird, Jason Gracias. It didn't seem like Gracias had enough to make that move, but he's going to try to set him up again here.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. If I'm Gracias right now, I'm just going to follow in JD Laird's tire tracks just to kind of see, okay, he's a little bit better off the corner than I am. I'm a little bit better in the corner than he is. You know, what line is he running? Can I go a little higher? Can I go a little bit lower? What's the best way for me to make up that position out there on the track? Right now, about a truck length, and kind of staying fairly steady here through the corner. Gracias going to cut down a little bit lower just to kind of get a little bit of clean air on the front end of his car. But right now, that gap is holding pretty steady at about a 1/10 of a second.
1/10 of a second. It looks like a good distance here, Bob, but it's really not when you think about it, especially out in the racetrack. Looking at another battle, we have Mitchell Adams leading a pack of trucks. Mitchell's a guy who I expect to run in the top 5 here. He started in 15th. He's worked his way up to 7th, I believe. So pretty good run so far in 17 laps.
Yeah, really good looking run there for him. Able to just kind of methodically chip and pass his way up through the field. And really, at the end of the day, this is all about patience. This is just one of those tracks that, you know you're going to have a fast truck. You just kind of got to see how everything else is running. You got to see how the momentum of the truck is and how this race is looking. But right now, he's all on the tailgate of that 06 machine.
Yeah, it's right on the 06. Hey, I'm here. If you make a mistake, I'm going to capitalize on you. And my friends behind me are probably going to try to capitalize as well, because they're going to follow me right through here. That's what a track like Auto Club, which is all about momentum, leads itself to.
Yeah, and speaking of momentum, I'm sure it's one of those things where you're saying, all right, if I go around him, who else is going to be coming with me? Or are they going to say, oh, no, I'm not going to stay with him. I'm going to let him out to dry, let him, dig his own grave, and maybe we'll let him fall back and freight train him down the back straightaway.
Bob, you don't even need me here to do color. You have this all figured out. I should just let you do both. Could you change your voice maybe to sound like me?
That's one thing I'm not able to do. I can't do that, unfortunately, so we gotta keep you around.
I appreciate appreciate that. I feel like you're just saying that to make me happy, but we'll continue to look at this battle. The
Checks in the
06,
mail.
the 06 and the 49. Mike Floppy Tellier, last week's winner here, not letting them get out of the sight.
Yeah, Tellier kind of staying about even right now. He started in 10th, currently running in the 9th position. He and 21 of Keaton Swain just swapped spots here on the track right now, but we're 19 laps into this thing. Not entirely sure how many laps they can go on a tank of fuel, but we might be seeing, oh, trouble as one truck heads off and takes a sharp hit down into the inside wall. I believe that's the 29 machine of Keith Carball. Interested to see what happened there.
Yeah, we'll queue up a replay, I'm sure, here on 3YTV, but you know, we're not gonna queue up a replay. We're just gonna say it looks like the Keith Carball slid down into the inside wall there. He was able to keep it going. Hopefully a yellow or something comes out to help him. But Bob, I heard you mention fuel mileage before. I heard anywhere from 30 to 35 laps, so I think they're going to be a little bit short from making this a one-stop race.
And I think honestly that is that's really what adds to the the strategy here at Auto Club. I know in real life prior to stage racing, Auto Club was always one of those fuel mileage races. How can I get around with spending the least amount of time on the track, or on pit road rather? But you know, that's going to be really interesting, because even if you can go 35 laps, that's still 70 laps and 5 laps short. So you know, you're going to have to try to find some interesting some interesting strategy there to stay off of pit road.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on these guys. I've been seeing more recently, Bob, guys taking 2 tires. A year ago, when we were starting up, you never saw guys taking 2 tires. But the last couple of weeks, and all the series here on 3YTV, and the series between our league, Total Non-Stop Racing, and the National Sim Race Association, I've seen guys taking 2 tires, and I've seen it be successful out there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of different strategy here towards the end of the race.
Yeah, that very well could be. I mean, 2 tires are always better than not taking any tires. And I mean, if you're getting enough gas, even 1 can of fuel, 2 tires might be the best option to get, something fresher out there. But meanwhile, that 38 machine of Connor Barry looks like he's falling back quite a bit. Started on the pole and just kind of fell back. I know he's one of the dirt drivers with Jim Beaver Motorsports. Just a little surprised to see him falling back this much this early.
Yeah, could be tire wear, could be just the inexperience too, but seems to have settled in a pretty decent position here. Even if he loses a couple more, they have a good gap between themselves and the next group of cars, Casey Brunson. So 38, you started on pole, you raced up there with one of the best in the world, JD Laird, and now you're just falling back a little bit. But you're still in the top 10, and that's a pretty good run for the lack of experience.
That is for sure. You can fit all of these trucks here just under a blanket, as we have the 06 there leading this line of trucks. You got the 97 right behind him, Keaton Swain behind him, and Tellier's going to look low. Swain looking to pinch him down and try to get a bit of a run coming off the corner.
They're choosing their flavors out there. They're just all trying to figure out where to go. So everybody in this pack behind the 06, or I'm sorry, the 38, is getting mad right now. How come I can't make a pass here? I'm getting stuck riding behind the same truck every lap. Something has to change. You pull out of line, and then usually you end up paying for it and going to the back of the group and having to start over, at least from my experience.
Yeah, as we ride on board with the 38, you kind of see all the different lines these trucks are running. You got the 7 of Kevin Stone just in front of them. And meanwhile, at the front of the field, you're not missing a whole lot. JD Laird just picked up his lead by about a 1/10 of a second. This right now is probably the best looking battle out there. The 38 getting real close to the back bumper of I believe that was the 97 of Mike Tellier.
Yeah, Mike's not going to be too thrilled with that. But Mike won last week, so he's probably on a high. He might let it go for a while. But just again, just one of those deals out of the club. We could keep an eye on our battle for the lead here in our other camera. We've Jason Grassi is still trying to chase down JD Laird. About 0.3 of a second now. It was about a 1/10 a couple laps ago. So looks like JD's holding off pretty steady.
Yeah, Laird pulling out now to about a 3/10 of a second lead. And this battle still has not gone anywhere. The '06 there, just kind of the Pied Piper of the second group of trucks. Kevin Powder still in sixth place. So this is a really good battle towards the front of the field. And everyone else just kind of spread out just a little bit. You got one car making his way down pit road now. That's the 97 of Mike Tellier. I'm curious to see if this will open the floodgates a bit and see if more trucks are going to be heading down.
Mike's saying, our producer just said, Mike's saying this is a two-stop race. I'm coming in twice. I don't care what you guys are doing. You're not going to make it on one stop. I'm coming in as we have a nice battle, 3 wide on 3 wide TV. Jimbo getting lapped and making it exciting as always.
Yeah, there's the 18 machine down on the bottom, and I believe that's actually the 18 of John Eckhart, and more trucks heading down pit road. That's Bill Edwards there, and 13 to James Thorell. Look for S2R, all coming down pit road together. At least 2 of their drivers, and I believe that's 78 as well on pit road. Jason Gracias down there as well.
Yeah, let me apologize to Jimbo. He's definitely not in danger of being lapped anytime soon. I apologize. Jimbo, you're doing a great job out there. Jason Gracias a little sideways in his box there. It seems to be okay. Hopefully no one's sped, and they'll get back out there.
Yeah, I believe there is Jimbo heading down pit road right now. A couple other trucks just going to get service. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for the S2R guys. There goes the one of Jason Gracias. Good looking pit stop for him. Here comes Mitchell Adams, as well as Kevin Stone down pit road as well. So a couple of differing strategies there. Looks like for the most part, most of the field is going to be making their making this a 2-stop race. It's going to have to be a 2-stop race here. There's Matt Vanderkoy as well. So lots of trucks making their way down pit road right now. Out front looks like the top 7 or 8 trucks, give or take, still have yet to come down pit road. And our leader making his way down pit road now. That's 23 to JD Laird.
JD Laird stretched out 2 laps later than our first truck, Mike Tellier, and we're going to see where he winds up when he makes his pit stop. But he had a decent lead from the second place truck when he pitted, so JD's not going to make any mistakes on pit road. I'm sure he'll get back out there, but we'll see where he cycles through.
Yeah, and we saw last night at Phoenix in the Grand National Series where the first truck to come down pit road really kind of had that advantage of short pitting a little bit and just getting that track position here as we see the 10 of Casey Brunson in his pit box and some more drivers there. A couple of drivers still staying out. The 48 of Alec Daffin out there. Kevin Powder, Keaton Swain, Connor Barry still have yet to pit. Ian Fisher, Jason Shue, and Nathan Ramsey. So those 7 drivers, give or take, coming down pit road eventually. The 48, the leader, he's on pit road now. So lots of pit cycles. Relatively the same strategy here, 30 laps into the race, and that's when we're going to see who exactly had the best call out there on pit road. Right now, looks like JD Laird, one of the leaders right now, should everything cycle around. So, you know, I think everyone just kind of saying, all right, let's come down pit road now. Let's get 4 tires and see what else is going to happen in this race.
It looks like Jason Gracias in the number 1 is going to end up jumping the 23 of JD Laird on this cycle of pit stops if our lifetime scoring is accurate. So good job by Jason coming 1 lap, I believe, before the 23 and taking advantage of it.
So lots more trucks cycling back through. Still only a handful of trucks have yet to come down pit road. Keaton Swain, your leader, right, is one of them. Looks like the 4 is down on pit road now. That's Nathan Ramsey. Right here, here's a great battle. The 23, JD Laird, and the 50 of Bill Edwards. Edwards got a little squirrely coming out of the corner.
Yeah, Bill Edwards also taking advantage of the pit stop. JD Laird stuck back in a little bit of traffic. When you're leading the whole race, you get back in traffic for the first time, that truck's going to start handling a little different. And didn't stop JD Laird at all as he just ran the fastest lap of the race, getting his way through traffic, making his way back towards that number 1 of Jason Gracias.
Yeah, 41.781 was that lap. The fastest lap by over a 1/10 of a second between him and the next fastest lap of the race. So fresh tires really helping out that 23, and I'm sure having someone in front of him pulling him around in the draft is going to help him too.
It's like that. It's like that carrot that they dangle in front of us fat guys on the treadmill, or maybe a cookie or a hoagie or something. It just motivates you to do better. That's what the number one is to that 23 right now. He sees him out in front. He says, you know what? I've led this race. This is my home track. I want to lead the rest of these laps. Let me go catch that hoagie, or it's not going to be a carrot. Let's be honest.
Yeah, if it's a carrot, it's usually running the opposite way. But yeah, JD Laird looking to the inside of the 78 of Williams there, and right now I think that's going to be the battle for the lead once everything cycles through. JD Laird, or Jason Gracias rather, just in front of him. You see that white and red car just on the bottom of your screen right there. And that is the battle for the lead. Looks like Swain, Fisher, and Shu have all come down pit road now. So with everything cycling through, it looks like Gracias able to pick up a little bit of time on the 23.
A little bit of time, getting a little bit of a draft there, and we're going to see how that ends up shaking out. If the lap truck goes a different direction, Jason could end up losing some speed here, and JD could capitalize. But I'm not counting that 23 out, even if the number one clicks off some good laps. It seems like JD is pretty determined to get back to the lead as soon as possible.
So we'll see here. Looks like just about a lap, or 2-lap rather, difference between Gracias and Laird. Gracias 2-lap older tires. And I mean, 2 laps isn't going to really do a whole lot as far as grip and tire wear and that kind of deal. But I mean, it's still a little bit of a gap.
Absolutely, Bob. And Jason's realizing, okay, I was able to jump him by pitting 2 laps before him. If I pit that, how many laps before him is it going to take for me to pit so I can jump him for the lead and be able to hold off to the end of the race? Jason Gracias thinks 2 steps ahead of everyone else. That's why he's been so successful. He plays pit strategy usually to perfection as we have JD Laird battling for the lead. But if I'm Jason Gracias, I'm letting him go. I'm ducking in behind him and saving fuel, Bob.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would wind up doing as well, and that's looking like what Gracias is going to be there. He's the king of strategery, if you will, as Gracias there able to fall in line behind the 23 and saying, you know what, go ahead, waste some fuel, I'll follow right behind you. But as we say this, look at that in the rearview mirror. You see it, the one looking to the inside of Laird.
You know, Jason has the broadcast on right now. He's like, I'm not going to let Bob and Garrett look good, so let me stick my nose out here and see if I can make a move. JD Laird paints his driver's suit. Looks great. See Jason Gracias getting pinched on the inside, losing all his momentum, and JD just keeps on trucking.
Man, that was so close. I am shocked they didn't touch there coming out of the corner. And, you know, the exit of turn 4, we saw a lot of it in practice. It is so easy to get that truck upset when you're coming back up the banking. It's a progressively banked track, and it's hard sometimes, especially on old tires. That truck can really be a handful coming across those seams.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier, Bob, and you're absolutely right. Sometimes the truck, you can point that nose in a certain direction, Bob, it just does not go where you want it to go. We've all been there, and you get that oh crap feeling, especially when you're underneath somebody like JD Laird, who you know is a respected driver out there, and the last thing you want to do is to wreck him, push him up into that wall.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the other reasons why I usually just drive super speedways, just because I know, all right, if I'm involved in a wreck, it's not going to be because of my lack of talent. I just, you know, flipped the apron or someone got into me a little bit too hard. With these kinds of races, you know, every little movement or every little twitch of the steering wheel really could send your truck spinning into another guy and really ruining not only the race, but could even ruin the season for a guy, because momentum is such an important part of racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Momentum, and you kill somebody's points day, they'll let you hear about it on the Discord for months, at least from my experience. So sometimes it's good, Bob, to be up here in the booth. It's safe. Somebody produces for us. All we really have to do is talk and not fall asleep. I mean, it seems like a pretty good gig if you get away with it.
Right, and you know, as long as you're staying away from a truck with the 47 on it, at Daytona especially, you'll, you know, you should be off scot-free, or, well, bounty-free if you're looking at the 23 of Laird.
Yeah, my lawyer has advised me not to comment on that situation anymore. So let's get back to the race. JD Laird pulling away from Jason Gracias about 0.6 of a second. Bill Edwards a solid 3rd place. James Lorello and Daffin rounding out our top 5.
Yeah, great run there for the 48 of Alec Daffin, newcomer to the league, joined, gosh, a couple hours ago, and there he is already running the top 5, led a lap during those pit stop cycles as well. And, great to see so many new faces out there on the track. The 40 of Alec Daffin, Casey Brunson running a few races with us, Connor Barry, newcomer this season, Cody Sandlin running back in 12th right now. First race at Bristol. Little bit of a tough race, but he's bounced back and looking pretty good just outside of the top 10 in 12th.
Yeah, we appreciate all these guys giving us an opportunity here at Total Nonstop Racing, Bob. Our numbers were up in the 40s a season ago. We've definitely lost members as the COVID restrictions have been lifted and people have gotten back to their regular lives. But we're an open league. You want to come race with us, please, by all means. You see what we're doing here. We'll broadcast. We'll put on a good show, and we're more than willing to help you out there. If you need to learn something, we have some of the best drivers. And right. That's how Peter gets paid, so help support Peter Short and his young family by showing up to Total Nonstop Racing.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. I think that is my favorite part about TNR. And, I mean, I know I've been with the league since I was in high school, back in 2000 and early something, and just learning with the cars and learning with the different sims, starting with the NRO3 league, now moved back into iRacing, and it really is like a brotherhood out there. And if you want to join this league, all the info is going to be in the description of the video. You can check us out, join us in on Discord, and say, hey, I want to race with you guys. We got a Monday Xfinity series, Tuesday night truck series, got a dirt series as well, and coming soon we'll also have another season of stadium trucks as well. So if there's something you want to race, come on in, join us. It's a really great time.
Absolutely, Bob, and I encourage everybody to do so. And right back to our leader here, JD Laird's gapped him by over a second at this point. We weren't kidding about that 23 not messing around out there, wanting to lead all these laps.
Yeah, Laird really kind of sat there and said, no, Jason, this is my track. I'm going to jump out ahead. And he's already got about a second lead over Gracias. Gracias about a second over Bill Edwards as well. So everyone just kind of spread out a little bit. Another second back to James Lorello. And again, another second and a half now back to Alec Daffin. That's your top 5. Mike Floppy-Telly are currently running in the 6th position. You can check the scoring pylon there on the left or the rundown on the top of your screen to see where your favorite driver is currently. So far, though, the best part about this race, we are caution-free.
Gosh, we've had so many. Bob, jinx it all you want, buddy. We've had so many great races this season. Caution-free races, limited caution races. These drivers are doing. And Bob, look what you did, Bob.
Man.
Oh, our producer played a trick on us. That is horrible. Peter Short would never do such a thing.
You had me there because I did see a truck that was a little bit slower just in front of our leader, Jason Gracias there, but looks like they were just pulling over to let some of the faster cars get around him. Yeah, so far, good-looking track. I mean, heck, even last week at Bristol, we had a really clean short track race, and Matt Vanderkoy heading down pit road now.
Well, this heavy damage, I was also thinking this is probably the very outside of the fuel window, but I think this is more about damage, getting that truck righted. But Bob, when he put that graphic up, it said 0 TH caution. So the nth caution, I don't even know what word we'd use there. But he's also spelled my name wrong in the graphic again this week, so I don't really know how much to trust the guy.
We're getting a lot of excuses from our producer here, but this has just been such a fun race to broadcast. 44 now going on the lap 45. A clean race, a wide open race, and with pit stops coming in probably about 10 laps or so, this is going to get interesting coming down to the wire.
Yeah, JD's just trying to stretch it out at this point. Jason Cross just wants to be close enough that he could jump him with a strategy. And the rest of these guys are somewhere in between, whether they're trying to move forward, trying to save tires, trying to save their stuff. It's really depending on the driver out there as we Watch Mike, he's not saving any fuel. Battling there on the outside, he should have a bit of a run. We'll see if he can keep his momentum and complete this pass.
Yeah, that's Mike right alongside. I believe that's a 58 of Josh Edmondson. Not a great race there tonight for Edmondson. Started in the top 10 in 6th place. He's fallen back now. He's a lap down in 19th. So a bit of a tough race, and I feel like this might be one of those tracks where if you're more used to dirt racing, whether it's off-road rally racing with the trucks or WRX cars, or even dirt ovals, this is a very different discipline compared.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Bob. Especially this track, if you're running that top lane against the wall, you have to really commit to it. And like you said, with these seams, these grooves, the way these trucks handle, the fuel load, the tire wear, so much going on. And when you're used to just going like you do in the off-road truck, slinging that thing sideways and just going for it, it could be a bit of a different animal here. But Josh is a very talented race truck driver, and I have no doubt if we came back here in 2 weeks, he would be up contending for a top 10 easily.
Could not agree more. This is a great battle here. Now we're looking at the 49 of Mitchell Adams. He was able to get round another lapped car right there. And Mitchell Adams, he currently is just trying to track down the 97 rather of Mike Floppy Tellier right there. He's got a couple of lap cars to deal with, but it's almost like he has the advantage there with a little bit more draft, able to pull him down the straightaway, and hopefully be able to use some of those lap cars as a bit of a slingshot to catch the 97.
I'm just watching this right now, and I can feel myself getting frustrated because you're absolutely right. He's in a great position. He has momentum, and you get that momentum, and then you have nowhere to go with it, or they block both. Well, there's more than 2 lanes, but they block the 2 lanes you're following. They both get blocked on you, and you go nowhere with it, and it's just so frustrating. But you can't help but smile when you're at a place like Auto Club. You look at 3 different lines in the corner, maybe 4 different lines there with the truck behind them. It's beautiful, but it's also frustrating.
Yeah, right now we are all the hood of Mitchell Adams' truck right now with a giant smiley face. But right now I'm sure it's gritting its teeth just saying, oh, come on, I want to get closer to Tellier. I have the 78 right in front of me. He's a lap down. He's the first car 1 lap down. He's actually fighting the 58 of Josh Edmondson, who's right behind the 49 of Mitchell Adams. So a double battle for position here. This is a lot of fun here. And if a caution were to come out, the 78 gets his lap back, and the 58, the first loser to stay on the lead or to stay a lap down.
Yeah, that's a big deal right there. That first lap down, as Nate Ramsey just goes a lap down, makes that a moot point. But you're watching the 58 trying to figure out how to get around that 49 to make the move on the 78. But now they both have to chase down that number 4.
And right now that 4 car is just coming across the start-finish line now. So that's kind of the gap that you're seeing between these guys for that race for the lucky dog position. Right now the 4 holding it, but even then, I mean, if I'm those 2 lapped cars and something were to happen and the 4 gets involved, the next guy 1 lap down winds up getting that position back, or winds up getting their lap back. So, you know, even right now, if you're the second car in line to get their lap back, that's going to be one heck of a battle as well.
Yeah, speaking of heck of a battles, looks like we have a good battle between 3rd, 4th, and 5th place up towards the front of the field. We'll have to take a look at that. Bill Edwards, 48 and 13 seem to be battling in about a couple tenths of a second of each other.
Yeah, good 3 by battle there. It's the 13 of Lorello, 48 of Daffin, and the 50 of Bill Edwards, all right there. You can throw them all under a blanket. And this is, again, one of those situations where the 3rd car probably winds up having a little bit more momentum, but you just can't do anything with it coming out of the corner.
Yeah, I almost thought they were super speedway racing there, Bob. They were right in the line. Looked like they were working together trying to chase down that 1 truck of Jason Gracias, but now they're out of line and probably hurting themselves a little bit by not getting in line and staying together. But pit stops appear to be underway here, Bob, with 25 to go.
Yeah, Connor Barry, the first taker, he's going to be diving down onto pit road, and as well as Bill Edwards and James Lorello, they're coming down pit road. So a little bit of strategy here, coming down, pitting early, and we'll see where everyone cycles through. If I'm the 38 of Barry, I was about 20 seconds behind the leader, and I'm going to do whatever I can to come down, get tires now, and just kind of undercut it and see where it goes.
Yeah, you have nothing to lose. You're that far behind. Yeah, undercut for sure. As soon as you're in that pit window, anytime after that is perfectly fine. These other guys who are a bit closer. Oh, we have dual mistakes by the S2R teammates. Look like Lorello and Edwards overshot their boxes. Going to cost them a little bit. We'll keep an eye where they cycle out.
Yeah, really tough there. I know they plan out their pit strategy throughout the race, but that's definitely not on the strategy there. As we see the one to Jason Gracias, he's going to come down pit road. And now the question is, will JD Laird come by now, or is he going to try to almost long haul and over pit just to kind of cover as much ground as he can?
You're JD Laird. You know you have the truck. That's the class of the field right now. I'm not letting Jason Gracias get too big of a jump on me out there, Bob. I'm coming in within a lap or two, making a conservative stop, but not overly conservative stop, and just getting back out and setting sail.
Right now, you see a great battle there between the 97 and the 78 of Williams. That's not for position. However, it's still a really good looking battle right there. That's the 49 machine. He's going to get to the inside of the 78. It looked like Williams might have been slowing down. I don't know if he caught the wall and just kind of got stuck into it, but all is good there. Meanwhile, the 48 of Daffin, he's going to head down pit road. Now only 3 cars out there on the track have yet to come down to pit road. J. Laird, Kevin Powder, and the 7 of Kevin Stone. Stone with the oldest tires out there, 27 laps since his last pit stop, as well as a few other lapped cars that have yet to come down.
Yeah, curious to see that 23 still out there, Bob. I would expect him to be down within the next lap or so, because I don't think it really benefits him in the long run. This, and yellow comes out, these guys who unlapped themselves will get waved around, and he's not going to really be that much of an advantage, I don't think. So, yep. And speak of the devil, here comes JD Laird to make his final pit stop. It's like everybody's just trying to make me look bad tonight. I can do that on my own. I don't need everybody else's help.
Well, I mean, if anything, it looks like he knew exactly what he was going to be coming down, and he pitted as you were telling him that he should probably come down and pit. So I'd say you were more of a clairvoyant than a bit of a mess up there. So I'll mark that as a good one there, G.
Bob, speaking of good ones, we have some good news from Tristan Thuggy Maher. Baby was born. Well, Thuggy is a father again. Thuggy and Mrs. Thuggy, congratulations, and we can't wait to have another member of the TNR family racing with us, I'm sure. Just like the little member of the Short family that I'm sure is going to be faster than me. And, well, they're probably already faster than me, let's be honest. Both
Yeah, I was going to say they're definitely already faster than me, especially just driving around in circles like that. So congratulations, Tristan, and the rest of the Thuggy family. That's super awesome, and glad to hear that everything is well. So congratulations, Tristan. Meanwhile, back out there on the track, oh, trouble, the 23. Oh, JD Laird gets into the wall.
Well, I have to see this, Bob, before commenting, because that is absolutely insane. That truck is done for the evening. JD Laird will not be winning his home track race, and we're going to queue up a replay here on 3YTV. We have Jason Gracias, JD Laird battling out there. The number 1 of Jason Gracias comes up a bit. I'm going to have to see another angle of that. And then the 50, Bill Edwards, also involved. Bob, if he shows us another angle, please take over for me.
Yeah, it looks like here they're side by side coming through the corner. The one sliding up, and yeah, the 23 rather just got sideways, and I'm sure the damage just caused him to come across the track there. Got into the 50 of Bill Edwards, and the rest is history. Look at the steering wheel of Laird here. Sideways, snapped. And, oh, man, just a tough break there. Got caught up in the wall, and, man, the 50 was at the wrong place at the wrong time there.
I don't think they were close enough for netcode, Bob, so that had to be, like you said, just getting loose, right? One of the best drivers in the world just happened to have a moment there, and here comes Bill Edwards, and wow, Bill thought he had that cleared. No, that's one of the most frustrating things as a race car driver. Yeah.
Able to save it, though. Yeah, Carlos said that could have been a lot worse, as he was able to keep it out of the wall. And yeah, if I'm Edwards, I'm saying, all right, good, I'm clear. He's staying up there. Uh-oh. And right there, he just kind of comes across the racetrack, and oh man, nothing the 50 could have done. But I mean, it could have been a lot worse. Doesn't look like there's all that much damage on the 50, and look at this drift. Somehow able to keep it off the wall.
Well, as those of us who have raced with Bill in our Stadium Super Truck series know he's capable of getting the rear ends of trucks sideways like that and keeping going straight and going fast. And we're going to have some pit stops, looks like here, Bob. Lorello on pit road, 06 of Powder on pit road, and a bunch of other trucks. Final stops, money stops.
Yeah, right there. Great jump there by the 06. He's able to get out ahead of the rest of the field. But a few other guys wound up staying out on the racetrack. I believe Jason Gracias, one of them, Alec Duffin, Mitchell Adams, Mike Tellier stayed out. So once everyone is able to get all of this cycled through, I'm really interested to see now what's going to happen, because man, that was a tough break for the 23, the 50, two really strong trucks out with less than 20 to go.
Yeah, can't wait to see. I'll read JD's Twitter recap on that, see what exactly happened. But that's a heartbreaker. I definitely thought he had the truck to beat and was going to pull away with this win. But hey, everyone else in the field, this is your mulligan. This is your do-over. Your time to go get this victory. If you've been competitive, had a good truck all night, you've been saving something, now's the time to show it. Jason Gracias running in second for the most part, might be the one, but you never know where our winners can come from. Mitchell Adams has snuck his way into the top 5. Our last week's winner, Mike Tellier, in the top 5. It's anyone's game, buddy.
Yeah, not only that, the pace truck lights look like they are out now. So we've got one to green, and Gracias there. He's going to elect to take the outside. He'll have a little bit more momentum. Easy enough for me to say, coming out of the corner. So he's going to try to get a good jump out of it. And the newcomer 48 of Alec Daffin on his inside as well. So we'll take a look at the rundown there. You see it on the screen. Gracias and Daffin, your front row. Mitchell Adams, Mike Tellier, row number 2. Kevin Powder, Kevin Stone. Powder, the first of the trucks who came down pit road, got some fresh tires as well. So, some differing strategies there. The top 4, old tires. Everyone else, some brand new tires.
Yeah, I'd like to be one of those trucks with the new tires. Our 81 of Fisher sneaking his way into the top 10 as well. Our Fisher Disc Golf Boltjet chartered sponsored driver. Someone we're going to keep an eye on as well. It'd be nice to see that truck in victory lane. Not that I'm rooting for anyone in particular, but I think we owe it to our sponsors to root for them a little bit.
That is for sure. Well, the pace truck lights are off. The pace truck looking to make that hard left turn right down pit road. And now the restart is in the hands of the one of Jason Gracias. Slowly coming up. Green flag is in the air. 16 laps left here at Auto Club Speedway. Let's see who's going to get it done.
Was that Peter Short up there on the flag stand? I've been looking for him for the last 2 days. That looked like him. Good job, Peter. Way to get them back on their green.
Great jump there by the one of Gracias. He's able to get in front and slide down in front of the 48. And look at this, Mike Tellier, last week's Bristol winner, able to run some momentum on the high side, getting around a bunch of other drivers. He restarted back, I believe, in the 4th position, so he's up 1 spot. And now here's Daffin looking to the inside of Gracias.
Daffin, wow, what a way to make your debut. If he could get to the lead here, past someone like Jason Gracias, who's a TNR champion, and get his first win. But Jason's using that momentum like we've talked about on the outside. Mike Tellier, Mitchell Adams aren't going to let these guys get out of their sights either. This is how many? 8 truck battle here for the win so far.
Great side-by-side action here. You see the battle with 15 laps remaining. The 48 of Daffin to the inside. Gracias on the outside. Gracias going to have a little bit more momentum there as Daffin able to close the door on the 49 of Mitchell Adams. Adams able to get around Tellier, and there's Kevin Stone right behind him. Tellier to the inside of Adams. He's got Stone following him, and Adams, he's going to have a little more momentum, but he may not have the draft, but now he does as the 7 hops up behind him. He's going to shuffle Tellier back to 5th.
Nice to see that number 7 running strong. Good job, Mr. Stone. Let's keep that 7 running strong and get a top 5 at the end of the night, but these leaders are not letting each other get out of their sights. And we saw some, I think the 48, maybe half a lap ago, was just looking for someone to push him a little bit, give him a little drafting help. And by the time the 97 got to the bottom, it was too late for both of them. 97 paid the price, lost a couple spots.
48 gets a good run closing in on the back bumper of the one. Can't quite do anything with it. He's got the 49 in his rear view mirror, filling the whole thing up. But right now, just a bit of a train going for the top 6 spots. And this really still is anyone's race. 13 laps remaining. And this is going to be a fun battle to the finish. 48 looks low. Gracias covers underneath. And everyone looking to take that low line through the corner.
Yeah, I think they're just looking for fresh air, looking for any bit of racetrack that there's not another truck blocking their momentum. And I'm just keeping an eye on these front four, but also not losing sight of who's behind them, because if something happens, our winner could definitely come from behind this lead group here.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it there with the 23 of JD Laird, where he just got a little bit squirrely coming out of the corner, wound up taking out the 50 by accident as well. So, you know, anything could happen here as we have a side-by-side battle for the lead with the 48 of Daffin. Is he going to clear the one of Gracias? I think he will.
Wow, yeah, that was a great job side drafting, using that momentum there and then getting clear. But Jason's going to try to do a little bit of a crossover here and might have some drafting help from behind.
Yeah, here comes the crossover. Laird to the, or Gracias rather, to the inside of Daffin. Is he going to clear him? He is coming out of the corner, but will Daffin be able to jump back on the outside? He will. They're side by side down the front straightaway.
Wow, these guys, no experience racing together, but they're putting on a heck of a show. We're riding along here at the 48 of Daffin. TNR debut, leading the race alongside a TNR champion and series administrator. Life is great.
Great battle here for the lead. Gracias looking to the inside of Daffin. Daffin's going to have a lot more momentum on his side in the back straightaway, but here they are, 2 by 2 by 2. The front 6 cars all side by side. Tellier looks to push back up behind the 49 machine, but everyone here, close quarters racing as we come to 10 laps to go. This is going to be interesting.
Look at that 21 sneaking up there, Keaton Swain. Wow, let's get a sponsor on that truck for next week. That 21 definitely deserves it with the run it's having tonight.
Yeah, I think I might know someone who drives a 21 machine. If he's willing to switch over to a Chevy, I think I got a sponsor for him. But right now, 48 Daffin still hanging strong on the outside of Jason Gracias. And, I mean, that's one of those things where this is so much fun, but at the same time, you're saying, man, I had this one beat, and now I have to fight for it again.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. And Bob, you're just thinking now it's the 48. I'm new to this league. These guys are looking to draft with Jason Gracias. They've raced with him before. They've worked with him before. They trust him to lead them through the field. But doesn't seem to be bothering the 48 any as he's looking through. The battle's all behind him. It's the battles for second place. We have looks like the truck being turned a little bit, but they saved it. And 21 of Swain's going to lose some momentum there.
Wow, what a save there by the 21 of Swain. He's got a bit of right side damage, and that might be hurting him down the back straightaway, causes everyone else to shuffle out. And the biggest winner of this is probably going to be the 48 of Daffin, one of Gracias. He's fallen back as well. I wonder if he got a part of it.
It definitely could have, Bob. It looked like there was more than one truck involved in that save. And we're looking at the 49 of Mitchell Adams losing a little bit of momentum. The 97 losing a little momentum, throwing a little bit of a block there. And momentum is key, and not losing your run and not losing your track position is also key at this stage of the race. But super speedway racing right now, Bob. Pick a lane, push as hard as you can, and make every move you can to get to the front.
Yeah, if they give you an inch, you're going to be winding up taking a mile here, because there's only 8 laps to go, 7 to go when they get to the line. And you're saying, no, this is my spot. I've fought all race for it. And, I mean, this is when things can get a little testy out there. We see a couple of cars jockeying for position there. Meanwhile, out front, 48 still has it. Kevin Stone able to get through that melee, pick up his second place position right now. But there is the battle for the lead with 7 to go.
Just wondering if that 48 used up a little bit of his stuff battling there with Jason Gracias. Stone could be in a prime position to pounce here. Wow, that was pretty good alliteration for a guy that barely graduated school. We're keeping an eye on this battle. But the 7, definitely closing the gap little by little. With 7 to go, there's definitely an opportunity to get there.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity. We'll see if he has the time to do it. You know, Peter and I yesterday were talking about a crescendo versus a crescendo, and right now things are starting to crescendo a little bit. Hopefully, it doesn't end in a crescendo, but you know, just a good battle all over the racetrack. Things are getting a little rough and tumble here with 6 laps to go. You're gonna have to expect it, especially with how close everyone is racing, and you know, just about a tenth of a second separating the leaders now.
There's no give and take anymore. This is just take, and you can't blame these drivers. You want to have the best finish. You want to gain the most points possible. Just hoping we can keep the fenders on all these trucks and keep it green till the end. Stone within about a tenth of our leader.
Yeah, about a truck length now between the 7 and the 48. That is a fantastic battle right now for the lead with 5 laps to go now here. Some good racing.
Some good racing here. We're watching Mitchell Adams. I thought he'd be a contender for a top 5, running just outside the top 5 and 6. Josh Edmondson, who was a lap down, we were talking about him running about 20th, not having a great race. Well, he seems to have figured it out, running in 7th. James Lorello in 8th. A lot of good runs here in the top 10.
Yeah, it looks like that 58 machine really came alive here, able to jump up and pick up a whole ton of positions. Wound up not taking a wave around. I don't believe he's on 20-lap old tires, or 14-lap old tires, rather. He's one of those drivers who came down pit road to get the fresh tires. But look at this battle here out front. This is going to be the battle for the win, barring anything else happening. About a tenth separating these two drivers. Third place just a little bit too far out of reach right now, but 4 laps to go between the 48 of Daffin and Kevin Stone.
If I'm Kevin Stone, I'm thinking to myself, why did this 48 truck show up this week of all weeks? I'm here running second. If this guy just didn't sign up or didn't get approved in time, I'd be leading this race and about to win my first TNR race. Sometimes that's what happens when you drive the 7 truck or car. You just have bad luck, and there's no way to explain it.
Well, right now, a great battle here between these two drivers. Another battle there for third. Kevin Powder looks to get to the inside of Mike Floppy Tellier. Powder moves up to P number 3, but 3 laps to go. This is the battle here on the racetrack. Less than a half a car length separating these two drivers. Stone looking to the inside, can't quite get there. And the 48 is going to cover down low.
Oh, he was there though, Bob. And if you're looking to win your first race, I don't know how you feel. You might have used them up there a little bit. I'm a pretty nice guy, but to win my first race, you never know when you're going to be up there again. I think you have to do everything you can to put your number 7 in victory lane.
Yeah, right now, if I'm Stone, I'm saying, all right, I'm going to try to drive in a little bit deeper than I need to. Hope it sticks. Get myself back on the gas a little bit more as well. But 2 laps to go. Stone is just going to have to run in the draft here, try to pick up as much time as possible. Hopefully get a run coming into the corner, running out of the corner. But right now, Alec Daffin looking to keep the lead here with 2 laps to go.
Daffin's doing a heck of a job keeping that 7 behind him, especially with the draft working against him. 7 able to close up on the straightaways, but Daffin is not missing his marks and being able to hold him off on corner exit. So looks like we're coming here to 1 to go. 48's the leader. We'll see if the 7 can reel him in.
Yeah, white flag in the flag man's hand. He's going to display it for the 48 of Alec Daffin. 1 lap to go now. Daffin cuts down low, trying to block off any path for the 7 of Stone. Stone content riding just in his tire tracks as they head off into turn number 1.
If you're Kevin Stone, you're looking for a little bit of a draft in the 3rd place truck. I don't think he's close enough to help at all, so you're all on your own here as we're heading down the backstretch. Try to do anything you can to get as much of a draft and get a good entry into turn 3.
Just about 1 truck length separates these 2 drivers. Daffin makes his way down into the corner. He's going to stay down low. Stone looking to go about half a truck length higher. Can't quite do anything with it. Coming out of turn number 4, 1 race, 1 win. Alec Daffin wins at Auto Club Speedway.
Heck of a run, heck of a debut for the 48. Gotta give a shout out to the 7 of Stone, Powder, Tellier, and Gracias rounding out our top 5. good run by everybody. A green flag race for the most part, and our flag man is just having the time of his life waving that checkered flag. He's had enough. He's ready for the next one.
Look at that. Hopefully he doesn't tear a rotator cuff with the way he's waving that thing around. And he's just as enthusiastic for the end of the race as he is for, I believe that's the 16 of Jimbo coming across the line there. There's the 78 of Williams celebrating, saying, hey, congrats there for the 48 of Daffin. And man, what a fantastic race. A lot of comers and goers, but that caution at the end of the race really threw everything for a loop.
Yeah, that changed everything up. 23, the presumed favorite for this win, ends up causing the yellow. These guys different pit strategies, and the 48 reigns supreme in his debut. So, Bob, that's all you can ask for is some excitement, some green flag racing, and the ability to race out there and do some with some different lines. As we're gonna watch the 48 do his first ever TNR burnout. Let's see what he's got with this Twitch information there on the truck. If you want to check it out.
Daffin looking to burn it down here. He's going to pull around and try to collect that flag from the flag stand. And we'll see right there. Beautiful looking truck there on the 48 machine, trying to get that burnout going. He gets a little bit. But as Daffin does his burnouts, we'll take a look at the final standings for tonight's race. Able to loop it around. There he goes. Now he's got the burnout going. A great looking smoke show there.
Yeah, I thought he was saving the motor maybe for next week, but it's a sim. You could definitely tear it down if you'd like, Bob. If you'd like to take us through our finishing order.
Well, you see it right there. The 48 machine of Alec Daffin gets the win. One start, one win for that 48. In second place, Kevin Stone, Kevin Powder, Mike Floppy Tellier in third and fourth. Jason Gracias able to hold on there for a top 5 finish. Mitchell Adams in 6th, James Lorella there in 7th. Josh Edmondson able to climb back into a top 10 finish. He'll finish in 6th. Ian Fisher, great run for him. He's going to finish in 9th, started back in 13th. And Keaton Swain, after a little bit of contact with only a handful of laps to go, Swain went from 3rd all the way back down to 10th to round up your top 10 there, G.
Yeah, no shame in the top 10. My good friend Jason Shue coming home in 11th. Connor Berry started on pole, winds up in 12th. Casey Brunson comes home in the 13th position, the number 10 truck. Adam Williams in 78, 14th. Cody Sandlin in 15th. Our good friend, please hire me, Jimbo in 16th. Nathan Ramsey, 17th. John Eckhart in 18th. Bill Edwards had some bad luck there, comes home in 19th. Matt Vanderkoy running at your top 20. J.D. Laird, Keith Carbaugh both involved in accidents earlier on. J.D. Laird after dominating a good portion of this race.
So overall, a fantastic looking race and a great race overall. We're going to try to get a few of these drivers into the waiting room to chat with them to wrap up tonight's coverage. And right now, just what a fantastic race. Great race overall. Clean race as well. We're waiting to try to get the 06 into the interview waiting room as well. Not entirely sure where he is.
Well, Bob, let me interview the 7. Let me get down to the number 7 pit. I'm ready to celebrate with those guys at second place.
Well, G, you are currently now there with the 7 of Kevin Stone, second place finisher. Go for it, G.
Oh, Kevin Stone, Garrett up in the booth. I was rooting for you there at the end. Not that I didn't want the 48 to win, but I felt like that would be the best chance the 7 would have to win on 3YTV. What did you need there at the end, and how'd your race go?
I needed more tire at the end there. I had kind of burned them up trying to stay with him, and I really didn't want to make a move early on because I was worried to bring everybody else back into it. So I was just trying to keep it a 2-car battle. Or 2-truck battle, but yeah, I was proud to get that 7 up there. You'll be up there in time.
Yeah, I doubt it. Don't try to make me feel good, but you seem to just be quiet throughout the majority of the race, and then that last caution, the first caution came out for J.D. Laird, and then it seemed like you came out of nowhere. Did you have speed all race long, or you were just feeling it out, or was there a bit of strategy that played into you getting up the front at the end there?
I had speed. I think I got up in that long run. I got trap deck and really couldn't find the speed. I think I used up tires there trying to stay with the group. That last run though, to get me where I was, it was key because I wouldn't have been there otherwise. It was a pit strategy. I said, heck with it. We're going to stay out. We're so far back. Hope for a caution. If not, we're going to take 2 tires, see what that does for the end. But man, it ended up working out.
Well, I'm certainly proud of you getting that number 7 up in the 2nd place. We're headed to Atlanta next week. What are your thoughts on Atlanta? You think you can do 1 spot better?
I hope so. I like Atlanta. It'd be nice to get a win here in TNR.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling myself. I hope I live long enough to accomplish that. But certainly congratulations. Before I let you go, you want to give your sponsors a shout out, and we wish you the best for next week.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to RS Customs, Famucci Wear, you guys up in the booth in 3 Wide TV, TNR Mitchell, the admins, they do a great job, all the guys. Stay Tuned Sports for putting on the show, and Fisher Disc Golf and Boltjet for coming on board with the races. They've been sponsoring a lot of races. It's great.
Yeah, that's for sure. We certainly appreciate having them, and we certainly appreciate having you in our league, Kevin. Best of luck next week, and I'll kick it to Bob here in a minute when he catches up with our winner, Alex Stafford, in Victory Lane.
Yeah, gee, I am down here in Victory Lane with tonight's winner. Well, Alec, couldn't ask for a better start here with Total Nonstop Racing. 1 race, 1 win. First of all, congratulations, and take me through that last 20-lap battle.
I think I might have backed it down a little bit. But, I mean, we were fast all night. The start was a little rough. Fell back to like 8th, but then saved some tires, got back to 3rd before the first pit stop. And then I had a little catching up to do on the 2nd run, but still got up to 3rd again, I think. And then, well, I was set up to finish by 2nd or 3rd. I mean, JD was quick. He was by far the class of the field. But then he had an incident with, I guess, Bill and Jason there. It's kind of weird how it happened, but I mean, that put me up to 2nd for the restart. I had some old tires behind me, but I was able to get in front of Jason Gracias there. And then I guess Kevin Stone was on 2-lap fresher tires, so he definitely kept me on my toes there. I was able to run really hard and hold him off the last couple laps, thankfully.
Yeah, and you were talking about the tire wear, a couple laps older tire. Was tire wear really good? Was it a factor with the end of the race, and how much tire do you think you had left there?
The tires fell quite a bit because we were going from like near full throttle to braking. Thankfully, those 2 laps before the caution came out, I wasn't really pushing that hard, so I don't think it affected me too much. But obviously, a track like this, any little bit of tire wear is going to hurt you. But yeah, I was pushing about 100% there. Looking at my tires, I was 83 right front, 77 on the right rear, but I was after my burnout, so my right front was probably a lot worse than my right rear. But either way, I mean, yeah, I was pushing pretty hard, so yeah, those tires didn't have a lot left for the amount of laps we ran, at least. But yeah.
Well, next week we're moving over to Atlanta, High Bank 1.5 mile Speedway. What are your thoughts about Atlanta?
I'm usually pretty good there. I know eventually Iverson's going to add the new version of that. I hope they don't, but they will. But at least we got the quote-unquote legacy version for now, so I like that track. I usually run well there, so I think I can probably, if not win, I can get top 5 at least.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing out there next week at Atlanta. Before we let you go, Alec, do you have any shout-outs for us?
Yeah, shout out for my Twitch viewers. My Twitch channel is 4LexBowman. That's 4LEXBOWM8N. Thank you to my team, Shaw Racing. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast. And everybody for putting on the league, putting on a good show out there.
Awesome. Well, Alec, congratulations on getting the win. We're looking forward to seeing you out there next week at Atlanta.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Well, that is our winner for tonight's race. Winner of the Fisher Disc Golf Boltjet Charter 150. And gee, this has been a fantastic race through and through. Next week, heading off to Atlanta.
Atlanta, like Alec just said, Bob, you want to get to it before they update it and becomes a super speedway, because there's so much. I don't even know. So there's so much wear and tear on that track, Bob, that makes it a fun place to race, I guess is what I'm trying to say in a clumsy way. And it's one of those tracks that these truck drivers can definitely put on a good show. And much like this track, you're going to see them all over the place. And it's going to be a fun broadcast, a fun race, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, tire wear is going to be the name of the game next week at Atlanta. But before we let you go, we want to thank our awesome sponsors for coming on board for tonight's race. First is going to be Fisher Disc Golf. They are Muskegon, Michigan's #1 stop on Michigan's West Coast for all of your disc golf needs. Check them out online at fisherdiscgolf.com. Another special thanks to Boltjet Charters. They specialize in planning your next trip literally anywhere in the world in a private luxury jet. You can check them out at boltjetcharter.com. And as always, our friends at Stay Tuned Sports. Jimbo, Stay Tuned Sports, your go-to destination for the best sports talk around. This week's episode, he talks all about the NFL draft and how the Eagles had a fantastic draft, the Ben Simmons situation over in Brooklyn with the Nets, and a whole lot more. You can check out Stay Tuned Sports on anywhere you find your podcasts, and you can support them and buy them a beer at buymeacoffee.com/ST Sports. So, for one final time, special thanks to our producer Carlos with 3 Wide TV. For Garrick Gleason, I'm Bob Giaquinto. We will be back with you next Tuesday night here on 3 Wide TV for the Tuesday Night Truck Thunder Series presented by Stay Tuned Sports. I'm Bob Giaquinto. Stay safe, stay well. We'll talk to you soon.